To all targeted individuals, I bid you a good day. I'm going to make a really short video here for everybody. This is an informational video. This is going to be purely for your own vetting, and just don't take my word for it. Go ahead and do the things I'm going to tell you to do real quickly and see if this is affecting you or not. A lot of the signs that we have of microwaving and directed energy, a lot of the things can be recreated via smart dust. Today I found out some information, and it's from a good source, and people ask me, how did you find this out? I'm not going to go into anything other than you can believe me or not believe me, and you can vet this for yourself, or you don't have to. But here is a little bit of information for you that hopefully might help. A lot of the stuff that we're complaining about, we have implants in our head, or it feels like we have an implant, right? Or we're being microwaved and our pulse, our skin is pulsating. It feels like we're being microwaved. It mimics the exact the effects of that. Now, I'm not saying that we're not, because I do believe that these are technologies that are being engaged against us, and it's all under once again the FBI's fraudulent counterterrorism program. Almost all of us that are getting experimented on with advanced technologies, directed energy, surveillance methods, trauma, and medical devices, and just other types of blue sky research, we're getting researched on because we were chosen as good people for this program. But how do we get to the point where we're able to be researched on? It's being entered into the FBI's fraudulent counterterrorism program, where then you're constantly harassed by informants. You're constantly gaslighted everywhere you go, and your reputation is attempted to be ruined. If you most likely own a business or you're doing something good, it'll be destroyed and they'll try to take it away. And then they get you into the point where you can start evolving into the other programs that this is meant for, which is the medical research and so on and so forth. But again, it's all in through this fraudulent counterterrorism program. So they ask, why does the FBI have 8,000 people in this fraudulent counterterrorism program, where they're spending all this time and effort on these 8,000 people, but they have no criminal records, no ties to terrorism, but you won't stop it? But the FBI won't stop it because it's making too much money in their black operations and their regular operations through medical research and pharmaceutical research. A target is now, once put into the counterterrorism issue, they're just thrown into a mega complex of industrial complexes of the advanced technologies, through the military industrial complex, through the medical industrial complex. I mean, these biomedical systems and EEG systems. But it's all being done, a lot of it's being done with white smart dust, which looks like just regular particles and dust. Here's the information. Take your head and shake your head. I ask all targets to do this at least once. Verify. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't do it right after you shower. Do it about 30 minutes or 40 minutes after you shower. Shake your head. If nothing happens, do it again later that day. And you're going to see tons of white particle, nanoparticulate, dusty type things coming out of your head. Today I bought the most expensive shampoo I could find, anti-flake everything, because this has been going on for a while now. This stuff, this white stuff in our head, is smart dust mixed in with physics, quantum physics, fine-tuning, and some other weird things. It's like advanced smart dust. What it is, and when you see people gang stalking you so just urgently around you, constantly trying to be in your area, crowding you, that is part of the research. But they're handheld radio controlled devices that they're given through, that were developed through DARPA and like 20 subcontractors. By pressing this button next to you, it aggravates these smart dust particles. Now you ask, why doesn't everybody else have them aggravated too, because obviously if you're getting bombarded with the other people are, no, they're getting them on them. Everybody's got smart dust on them now, but as targets, we are bombarded with it. We're literally, our environments are ingrained with it. We all have trucks floating in front of us just releasing this stuff, so it gets underneath our cars into our vents. So when we're not home, it's pumped in through our HVAC system. You may see little white things floating around all over the place, and you're, what is that? What is that? That's this advanced technology. I have it floating all around me right now. It just sits in the air and floats. What this stuff does is it attaches to you, and it then, by them aggravating it with their handhelds, it pushes it towards each other to create a cluster or a clump. And you can't even see it because it's so fine. It's like dust. Once clumped together after time, it forms almost like an implant. What it does is it forms a hard little cluster on your head that you won't even notice after showering. Those are the things that once it's clustered together at such a level, those little handheld devices that they're given to aggravate those things on your head mimic pulsating microwaves, mimic an implant. They are agitated, they wiggle around, they move around. Everybody else's doesn't because they have limited amounts on them. The goal is to have everybody controlled with these smart dust sensors. This smart dust is the enemy of humanity. It is the devil. It is evil at its core. And the people that are doing this, these perps, these gang stalkers, please don't get it twisted. These are the scum of society. You could put a maggot in a mansion and it's still a mansion. You could take a gang stalker and put him in a government issued vehicle, a slightly nicer vehicle than average. They're still a scumbag, filthy, homeless, filthy maggot piece of garbage in that car. But that car is to psychologically make you think that they're like, you know, in society and developed and they are intertwined with the goodness of society. No, these people are not. This is a network of people. This is not your friends and neighbors. These are the people that move around you and become your friends and or try to become your friends, but become your neighbors when you become a target of this system. When you become a FBI counterterrorism fraudulent victim, you are no longer just that. You are a victim of multi-jurisdictional and multi-dimensional research. The thing about it is, again, this video is just purely to inform the targets about this white powder on you. You may have an implant as a target. You may be being bombarded with microwaves all night long. But this white dust on us, when you shake your head, if you see a bunch of white flakies coming off, that's because you have too much on you, smart dust. I don't know how to take, I'm trying to find ways to nullify it right now. If anybody has any questions, this stuff flies around my environment. I sweep. I have 20 humidifiers, 20 dehumidifiers, 20 air cleaners. It doesn't do it. I pull out the filter and it's packed with these things. And they just float back into the sky. My car, when I shut my door, the whole thing just lights up in this stuff. So these maggots are just bombarding targets with this, aggravating it with their handheld little RC things that DARPA and others have created. It agitates the smart dust and it mimics implants. It mimics microwaves. This is purely for your own vetting. If you believe it, if you don't, shake your head, see if a bunch of white stuff comes flying out and floating around the room. If it does, start washing your hair maybe a couple more times a day. Put on a mask that hardens and rip it off, and you'll see all these little things in it. And the funny part is if you ever burn it, like the hardening masks on your head, you pull it off and you burn it, you can see some fireworks because it's just out of this world. It's so weird. These people are disgusting. They are filth. They are below you as targets. They are below all of humanity. They are maggot people. They need to be stopped. One way is to figure out how they're doing this shit to us. This is one way. They mimic all of the other stuff. White smart dust. Check it out for yourself.